Hello, I'm Nicole Garton, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that is becoming increasingly important in Canada, but is still widely misunderstood: the family office. 8 out of 10 Canadian businesses are family-run, and some of these businesses have been created by the wealthiest families in our country. But as any family who's built significant wealth knows, it's not enough to create it. You also have to protect it, manage it, and most importantly, ensure it supports both your family and your legacy across generations. That's where the concept of the family office comes in. Whether you're a business owner, a professional, or part of a high net worth family, understanding how family offices work will give you insight into how Canada's wealthiest families protect and grow their legacies. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a family office? At its simplest, a family office is a professional structure created to manage the wealth of an individual family or multiple families. Think of it as the business of growing your family's finances, legacy, and even values. Family offices can handle everything from wealth management and investment strategy, tax and estate planning, risk management and compliance, philanthropy and charitable giving, family education and governance, and even lifestyle services like property management, security, and healthcare planning. The purpose is not just to grow money, but to create continuity. A family office exists to ensure that the wealth is preserved, stewarded, and aligned with family values across generations. There are 4 main structures. The single family office, created by and for one family only. These are often highly customized, private, and expensive. Multifamily office. These serve multiple families, offering scale, efficiency, and access to talent. Virtual family office, a lean digital version that outsources services but coordinates them centrally. And a mixed model, a combination of the above, tailored to a family's unique needs. Each model balances cost, control, privacy, and expertise differently. Family offices are relatively new in Canada compared to the United States or Europe, but they're growing quickly. Why? Because we're on the cusp of one of the largest intergenerational wealth transfers in history. Over the next 20 years, roughly $1 trillion will pass between Canadian generations. On top of that, more than 70% of Canadian businesses are expected to change ownership in the next decade. This means thousands of families will face questions about succession, governance, and wealth preservation. Without a framework like a family office, many families risk losing both wealth and harmony. Canadian family offices tend to focus on 3 core goals: protecting wealth through multiple generations, simplifying complex legal and financial lives, and preparing the rising generation to be responsible stewards. And because of our proximity to the United States, Canadian families often need cross-border planning, something family offices are uniquely positioned to do. So who actually needs a family office? It usually starts with one of 3 triggers. The family's wealth has become too complex to manage informally. The founding generation is aging and no longer wants to carry the burden alone. Or the next generation is ready for a seat at the table and needs education, governance, and structure. Liquidity events are often a big driver. When a family sells a business, receives a large inheritance, or suddenly finds themselves with a substantial pool of capital, the family often feels overwhelmed. A family office provides the expertise to manage tax, regulatory compliance, and investment strategy while shielding the family from opportunistic advisors and conflicts. In other cases, it's less about sudden wealth and more about gradual growth. Families eventually reach the point where coordinating banking, tax, real estate, philanthropy, and succession planning requires a dedicated infrastructure. Now let's talk about something families often overlook: values. Money alone will not keep a family united. If anything, money without shared values can divide a family. That's why one of the first steps in establishing a family office is articulating family values, a shared vision, and a mission. Ask yourselves, what principles guide how we make financial and personal decisions? Why do we want to stay together as a family into the future? What legacy do we want to leave? From there, many families develop a family constitution. This can include a code of conduct, conflict resolution mechanisms, and governance structures like family meetings or family councils. They often include a roadmap for succession planning. Think of it as a constitution for a country, but for your family. It provides clarity, reduces conflict, and gives younger generations both guidance and a voice. A great tool that some families use is the family bank. This is not a literal bank, but a pool of family capital set aside to support entrepreneurship, education, or housing for family members. Done well, it inspires more than it restricts. It creates unity, builds accountability, and ensures that family wealth is used to empower rather than divide. Beyond financial wealth, legacy includes 4 dimensions: the financial legacy, but also the social values legacy, the philanthropic legacy, and the narrative legacy, your family story. A strong family office ensures that all 4 are cultivated. Now let's address the practical side. What does it cost? A full single-family office often requires at least $75 to $100 million of liquid assets, and operating costs can run $1 to $2 million a year. That makes them viable for only the wealthiest families. But for families with $10 million to $250 million in assets, multifamily offices are a growing solution. They offer most of the same services, but are spread across multiple families. Virtual family offices are an even leaner alternative, especially for families in the 20 to 30 million range. So the question is less about whether your family qualifies, but more about what structure best fits your needs. Looking ahead, the Canadian family office sector is poised for major growth. Despite the elimination of certain immigration initiatives, the number of wealthy families in Canada continues to rise. We will see more multifamily offices competing for clients, increasing demand for cross-border and international expertise, families putting greater emphasis on governance, education, and philanthropy, technology-driven virtual family offices becoming more mainstream. Ultimately, family offices are not just about money. They're about unity, continuity, and legacy. So to sum it up, a family office isn't just for billionaires. It's a framework that allows families to align their assets, their values, and their legacies. In Canada, with trillions set to change hands over the next 2 decades, family offices will play a central role in ensuring that wealth strengthens families instead of tearing them apart. If you found this video valuable, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to learn more about legacy planning, estate structures, or fiduciary services, check out the resources in the description below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.